What's up, my fellas? Got a late start today. I'm not normally late to anything, but I gotta talk about this. I ain't gonna listen to you dogs, so just stop it while you're ahead. Okay. What the hell is this? All right, so fellas, look, I'm gonna show you something real quick. This is what is this? This is my first medal I got in IFBB. IFBB is International Federation of fucking Bodybuilders. Because we're a bunch of fucking bodybuilders. And okay, so you guys see my life, you see my house, see wife and everything we do. And I never take videos in a gym. I never take videos in a gym. I won't take videos in a gym. I won't take pictures in a gym. Okay, that's not true. I'll take pictures in a gym and videos in the gym, like professionally. But selfies and all that stuff just to fucking show people I'm in a gym, I don't need to do that. As a matter of fact, it's actually kind of dumb. And I said something earlier to somebody. Somebody was going to the gym early in the morning, but this person has the same body they've had for 3 years. So clearly they're not doing anything as far as like hard training or diet is concerned. Oh my God. So, like I was saying, okay, so here, let me just show you. I keep it up here because, people don't see these things all the time. People don't get a chance to see what a gold medal looks like, or, and that's what that is, guys. Yeah, I haven't seen this already. Okay, you can see I have the Colombian flag on the. Actually, you know what? This is Ecuador. Where's Ecuador? I swear it was Ecuador. It was either Ecuador or Colombia. This was so long ago. It was like 2016, I think it was. But I wanted to show you this because this right here changed. No, excuse me. This is a result of the change of mind that I had after getting my heart and my legal status changed quite a bit due to what would have been a baby mama terrorist if I'd stuck around. That's what this is. This is okay, so you can see this is the result of getting your heart broken. Getting broken up on. Surprise, bitch. You guys ever know people that get their hearts broken surprisingly? Like, surprise. I'm not happy anymore. And so you get your ass broken up on. All right, so let's take a look at that. I'm going to take this off because I don't need it anymore. I didn't even need it then. It's been a burden to carry around all the world too, so whatever. Oh, that's just the thing. It's like trophies. I have trophies that are taller than me, that were taller than me. The last big show I did, I came out with 2 firsts and 1 second. So I had to carry 3 trophies that were so big, I had to buy another suitcase and then check that suitcase in order to carry it back with me to Colombia. Because you know what I mean? A trophy that's this tall, it doesn't weigh a lot because they're made out of plastic. So just keep that in mind, guys. The next time you think about going and you want to think about going into bodybuilding and becoming a champion. So how do we go about this? Okay, you guys saw the medal, but you don't know what I went through to get that medal. You don't know who I had in my life at the time that threw me off so badly. I didn't have a shot. I didn't have a chance. So the bodybuilding came prior to the breakup. I've been training and competing for a long time. It's like a full-time job. But in Europe, for example, if you win a first place show, if you win first place in a show, you win like 30 grand. So if you can win 1 or 2 bodybuilding shows that are at that level, at pro level, you can do pretty good. Now, most of the guys don't make money off of bodybuilding. They make money off of sponsors and lying about products they don't take. You know, kind of like YouTubers. Hey, guys, Blue Chew or Blue, whatever the fuck it is. It's like Viagra. Hey, man, if they want to sponsor me, I'll be more than happy to do it. I'll take that shit too. But problem is that I'm in fucking Mexico, guys. Viagra and Cialis is over the fucking counter. So, what else do YouTubers do? Oh, no, let's just stay on topic here. So, who was she? It was not just she. It was them. So many of them that took me right to that fucking edge that I didn't want to be in. And it wasn't one, you know what? If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today. Crazy, but it is damn true. So let's go ahead and send out the invites now so that the guys will know that we're on the broadcast. Appreciate you, XL Pros. I appreciate you coming in and reminding me where I needed to be. I knew where I needed to be. I was just downstairs taking care of some paperwork, if you know what I mean. So let's talk about this. I was in Europe. I was planning on staying there, probably, you know, as long as I needed to. So I met a Turkish girl, and she was already married to another guy. So she was getting a divorce. So she wasn't actually divorced. Now, I didn't know this until my son mentioned it to me the last conversation I had with him. Said you couldn't have married my mom anyway because she was still married to this other guy. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past that dude's mother for doing anything shady whatsoever. Almost everything I did, illegal, shady, hustling, street garbage, you know, just anything everything had to do with that. Not only did she participate, but she encouraged me. And she was so impressed by my ability that she actually learned to do it rather Machiavellian as well. She became a Machiavellian. You guys did not know this. There was a bunch of us in Germany that studied Machiavellianism in the military. And it was to become officers. So if you're unaware of that, this is the funniest shit. My son said that I was a fake veteran. And I'm like, what? What the fuck is a fake veteran? You go in the military and you get out, period. There's no faking that. What the fuck is a fake veteran? He says, you got kicked out of the military. And I was like, oh, really? Ooh, okay, that's interesting. Now, what did I get kicked out of the military for? He said that I threatened some major or some shit. Well, last time I checked, if you threaten an officer, they give you a court-martial. Right? You get a court-martial. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. If I'm fucking wrong, if I'm lying, I'm dying because I'm going to bullshit you guys. Said I threatened an officer, and I'm yet to, you know what, my whole career, all I did was yell at people. You know, the old style of 1990s fucking military. Yeah, well, guess what? You're not allowed to do that anymore. You're not allowed to tell people orders. You're not allowed to give people orders. Now, I didn't yell at people like, "Oh, no, fucking another." Not like basic training. That's deplorable. No one does that. However, when you do got to tune somebody's ass up, that's the way you got to do it. There's no way around it because military guys are fucking hardheads. We fight wars for a living. We're not pussies. These are not dudes that you, oh, would you do me a favor and just might go over there? They don't give a fuck, especially 90s veterans. So he apparently had never heard of this thing called a DD-214. A DD-214 is your paperwork when you get out of the military, you out process from the military. And you can only have a few statuses when you get out of the military, and that is honorable, general discharge, dishonorable. I think that's the only ones. As far as I know, I have an honorable discharge, good conduct medals. So it's none of this. So I'm like, man, really? You're gonna sit there and listen. See, this is the part that blows my mind. He said he was paranoid. He said he had paranoia. His mother told him that I had paranoid schizophrenia. I'm thinking to myself, God, can you catch schizophrenia? Aren't you born with it? So if it's genetic, then that would mean that my father had it. And then if it's genetic, then that would mean he has it. So he tells me he has paranoia. And I'm like, wow. So, in other words, your mother lied to you and told you that I had paranoid schizophrenia. And here you are, a big kid, a big person, and now you say that you have paranoia. Genius. It's just the way it is. He asked me to stop talking about his mother on the internet. Well, you know what? Someone fucked me over that hard. I'm not going to shut the fuck up for nothing. Now look at this boy, poor kid. The poor kid. He has been 22 years without his father. He's watched me from afar. He's watched me on social media. But this is the breakup that did it for me. Because it was a breakup that was violent. Okay. This woman was absurd. Oh, I'm glad. You know what I think my own son popped in on the live just now and he heard me saying how bad of a motherfucking liar his mom was. Precisely. Oh, and you know, the funny thing is the story that he's trying to tell me, it's like stories that she told him before of stuff I did before he was born. You know what I'm saying? So I go out of the military. I go to start my life over again. I find, you know what I mean? Okay. This woman committed paternity fraud with the man who was before me with the daughter that she had. Okay. She committed paternity fraud for 18 years and stole this guy's money. And he's talking to me as if I'm the asshole. I'm the fucking bad guy. You know what I mean? He called me a fraud. And I'm like, your mom is committing fraud, paternity fraud with this man. And he didn't want to hear that. So as you can see, this is probably my worst breakup because all my relationships have been smooth. I've not had too many problems whatsoever. Just one girl from Mexico City, but she was just a fat whore and I paid her to go away. So no big deal. Oh, but she was the highest paid prostitute in all of Mexico. Just so you guys know. I gave her a car. That was pretty high. See, I bought a piece of land and I bought a house. And then when I wasn't around, she stole the title to it. So that was pretty fucked up. But other than that, she was just a whore. She was just a fat prostitute that was with me during the coronavirus. Now, she wasn't legally a prostitute. But the fact that I was paying for her and she was doing nothing for me in return except sex, that's a prostitute. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. If that's not the right definition, guys. But if you pay somebody for sex, isn't that prostitution? Oh, that's right. If it's a relationship, it's not prostitution. But what if the person who's with you is just a lying piece of shit and had no intention of staying with you? You've had that happen. Maybe the person lost interest. See, the thing I got with that second lady was that she said that she had lost respect for me. Now, when a woman loses respect for you, she's already fucked around at you. When a woman loses respect for you, nothing you can say. And you know what? She was right. I would have lost respect for me too. because this was long before I had that big, psychic change and, total transfer of evil to going against evil. Because think about it, guys. Think about my whole, the whole presence of what we have to offer as bodybuilders. We're just dudes that look like, you know what I mean? We're just like beauty contest boys that have to eat so much food that you could feed virtually every person on the street with what I was eating in a day, which is about 5,000 calories. To eat clean at 5,000 calories is a lot of food. It's too much food. I'll just give you an idea. Jay Cutler ate 40 eggs a day in the morning. How the fuck do you sit down and eat 40 eggs and not throw up? That don't make any sense to me. I would have made, if he had hard-boiled fucking eggs and he was eating them like that, I would have made me a mayonnaise, make me a fucking egg salad sandwich and ate that shit. That's what a way I would have made it. But no, Jay Cutler, his wife peels 40 eggs for him and he eats that. And then for his carbs, he literally has 20 grams of carbs, which is about the size of a tablespoon. That's 20 grams of carbs as far as oatmeal. So you can see the suffering that goes on to look a certain way so that people will treat you a certain way and give you prizes and money and trophies. Doesn't it sound familiar? I had to work for an entire year to prepare for Mr. Columbia, which I got 4th place in. Big deal. You have any idea how big it is you have to be 4th place in Mr. Columbia? You have to be ridiculous. Okay. I've won a few others since that, but that was my very first IFBB show. Yeah. Now, as far as like anything else, being a professional bodybuilder, you have to eat 5,000 or more calories a day. You have to sleep. You have to take naps during the day. Most of the time, you have to wear CPAP because you're so big you can't breathe. You spend almost $2,000 to $3,000 a month on growth hormone, insulin, peptides, SARMs, IGF-1, and steroids. That's how much money you would spend on a pro level in order to become a bodybuilder. Now let's stop right there. None of you guys have to go through any of this shit. In fact, you don't even have to go through the first part of my story, which is the breakup. Most of you guys, if I know better, most of you guys, I'd say 80% of you, if not more, have had a woman break up on you or divorce you or separate from you. I can almost guarantee it. What do you say, XL Pros? Percentage of 1 to 10, what would you say is the number of women that break up with their boyfriends or get divorced? If we were just say 1 through 10, of 1 through 10 guys, how many would you say get broken up on? And I'm not talking about the guy breaking up on the girl, but the girl breaking up on the guy. 1 through 10. What would you say? What would you say? It's 8. The number is 8. Sometimes it's 9. 9 out of 10 relationships, including marriages and everything else, 8 to 10. 9 is an extreme because if a woman has an education, they have a 90% divorce rate. 90. So it's 9. If they're uneducated, just say it. Just say it 8. So going back to my original statement, to be a regular bodybuilder, which is just a dude that goes to the gym before he goes to work, or in the afternoon, or after he gets off of work, he goes to jiu-jitsu class or whatever. Okay? There's a reason why we go to the gym. There's a reason that pushed us into that general direction. There's a reason why a person takes karate when they're 6. There's a reason why a kid goes into taekwondo when they're 10. There's a reason why they get into junior high school and they go internal, go inside. The first time a kid picks on them or a girl shuts them down, men melt down. They get hurt easier. So XL Pro says, my sister's been married multiple times. She left a good husband. I know every single woman on this street left a good husband. They all have kids with who the fuck knows. But alienation, listen to this, parental alienation. Parental alienation. If you don't know what parental alienation is, let me tell you what it is. When you hear a group of women say, well, my dad left, he ain't shit. Really? Did you just decide one day I'm going to go change my fucking pants and I'm just going to go? Do you think that's how it fucking works? Do you think that's how it fucking works? What is it that's going to push a man to go and put a fucking rope up in the fucking rafters? It's them. So, as GH put it, 8 out of 10 relationships are ended by the girlfriend or the wife. Now, they can recover real fucking easy. Real fucking easy. Because they have simps. They have simp enforcers. They've got ex-boyfriends. And if they were married and they have a kid with that guy and he was a good man, you better fucking believe it. There is a space available in his motherfucking bedroom any goddamn time that she feels like it. So let's stop the fucking cap. You see, I've been a good man. I've been a good husband. I've been a good boyfriend. And I have been dicked over almost 99% of the time. Okay. And it could be physical, which most of the chicks cheated when I was deployed. Or, I mean, even the ones I never dreamed would fuck around. Now, you guys know, you probably heard stories like that. Like, they would swear to you, don't you know who I am? I'm too old for that. Bull fucking shit. Women will cheat more than men. That's why I have people following me, because I tell the goddamn truth, you guys. Shadrach. See, Shadrach Roberts. Shadrach. This is a dude, let me tell you guys the backstory. It's 3 guys that refuse to do what the king says, and he throws them into a furnace. The furnace, I work in furnaces. I'm a firefighter. I get thrown into a furnace every fucking time I can get a chance to go. And while I'm in there, I see everything. Then I see nothing. It's blackness. Shadrach, the story is, you know, God said he was gonna save us. He was gonna keep us from burning up, and he told us not to fear. And he sent that angel. I'm that angel today to tell you guys, you need to be fucking resurrected for your masculinity. You need to be kind of dewormed from being a simp. The simp gene that's in our brain, I guess. The simping gene, the simping reflex, or whatever it is, that actually we were born to take care of our wives. We were born to take care of our women. We were born to take on the masculine role. Think about it. If there are no women, what are we going to do? We're not going to be able to reproduce, but the fucking country will keep working, right? But if the reverse is true and there were no men, within 2 weeks, the infrastructure would collapse. There would be no one there to maintain anything. There would be no new construction of anything. Within months, they would have starved off. Most people would. If you don't have survival skills and basic survival skills, like even clean water, like if you come here and you think for a fucking minute, there is no water. If you don't have bottled water and you drink the stuff, you're going to get shits for days. So just don't drink the water. It sounds logical, right? Well, unfortunately, these ladies have drank Kool-Aid, and it has affected their brains. Make any sense, you guys, so far? I hope so, because we're going to get in deep. Now, what happened to this lady? The woman that I said broke my heart. You see, when I discovered that she didn't respect me, this is where it got crazy. She was a cute girl. She had a 2-year-old, almost 2-year-old daughter from some American guy that was stationed there while he was in the military. She fucked around him behind his back. In fact, when I talked to him on the phone, he was relieved when I told him. Oh, that's another story. I'll go into it. I talked to her ex-husband on the phone. But see, I'm not going to pay child support for a kid that's not mine. I was under the assumption because this other kid was a product of paternity fraud. I sure as fuck am not going to pay child support to this fucking bat. But you know what? I did pay child support, and I paid the full amount for 18 fucking years. This poor boy, he was told that I never paid child support, and that he never saw the money. And I'm like, how is that fucking possible? Your mom got the fucking check every fucking month or every week or whatever it was that the military sent it. You see, I have an allotment set up for everything I do, so you can't lie and say I didn't send it because I have proof. That's the weird part. My son said that I did. This is what my son said. First, he said I was a fake veteran. Okay, he did. You know, he said I either beat somebody up or who was a higher ranking officer or something like that. I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. It's not true. I have a DD 214, so she can shut the fuck up now. Second, said that I had paranoid schizophrenia, which I think you're born with that. If I'm not mistaken, you guys let me know in the chat. But he said I had paranoid schizophrenia. And I was thinking to myself, that's not something you could catch. I think that's something that comes to you naturally. So that's not true, kid. I'm sorry to hear you were treated like that. Then he goes in and tells me that this woman's brother had sexually abused him. Sexually abused my own kid. He's 22 now. But he told me that right around the time he was like 14, 15 years old, his uncle molested him. So there's another reason why you need to have father in your fucking life. See what I'm saying? And the worst thing you could do is to threaten your fucking your baby's father, alienate him, which is a form of child abuse. You guys didn't know that. Did you know that not paying child support is not child abuse? However, alienating the father from his kid is. So anyway, guys, there was quite a bit of fucking baggage that went into this relationship. She was already a mess when I met her. I shouldn't have dealt with her to begin with. It was one of those one-night stands that lasted fucking 2 years. So let's dive deep into why do we work out after we get our heart broken? I'll give you the simplest reasons is we can only be manipulated in 2 ways. It's with sex and with money. The only way we can be validated is with what? Sex and money. But women, on the other hand, don't have to do a fucking thing to get validation. So they don't have to worry about when they break up with somebody, they got another asshole waiting for them. As a matter of fact, she did. She had a cop because she needed a simp enforcer. She knew that she had done wrong. She knew I was capable of whipping her fucking ass. But obviously, I'm not going to do that because I'm a good military member. I'm not going to fucking put hands on nobody. So she needed a simp enforcer. So she had a cop. And he was a big cop, you know what I'm saying? Big German dude that worked out. So this is what this lady did. She stole my passport. She stole the money in my account because she had access to my fucking checking account. So she just made her a nice little check and fucking cleaned me out. But trying to stop me from leaving the country was the main thing. Okay, she didn't want me to leave. She was under the assumption that somehow this form of abusive fucking terrorism that she was doing on me was somehow going to make me come back. I put a recorder in my pocket. This is, by the way, before fucking everybody had cell phone. I had a recorder. I put it in my pocket, and it was a tape player. I put that bitch in my pocket. Every single time that she talked, it would record it. So this is when I knew my shit was done. We had already been through, you know, running scams and doing all kinds of dumb shit, and she would just like come up with these things like, oh, he needs $10,000 to take over this restaurant. And I was like, well, where's the restaurant at? And it was like, this restaurant here, it's packed with people. What the fuck are you talking about? Nobody sells a restaurant that's full all the time. It's ridiculous. But that was the thing. It wasn't the restaurant. It was the scam behind the restaurant. It's what she wanted the money for. So anyway, long story short, I go back to my routine. I get back to getting after it. Now, remember, you guys, I got sober on the 19th of March, 2002. That's today, 21 years ago. 21 years ago today. Haven't had a drink since. The kid still thinks I'm drinking. Oh, I told him I wasn't. He doesn't believe anything I say anyway, so. He says that, you know, it's strange. It's like, you see, I have a medal for heroism. If you guys didn't know that, I was in a war twice. And I do have a medal for heroism. And I was in the United States Air Force. So I got a medal for fucking heroism. So no question about it. It's on my DD-214. This motherfucker was never told anything about my service record. Nothing. Nothing at all. She only picked and choose what she wanted to tell my own son about me. And it happened to be all bad. Nothing good whatsoever. I was actually very nice the first couple of weeks I was talking to him. Telling him, thank you, sir. Telling him that, hey, look, man, here's what happened. He didn't want to hear it. And he's like, but my mom would have never done that. She couldn't have done that. I said, well, no, she could have very well done that. She goes, she would have killed you herself. She wouldn't have sent Russians to beat you up or kill you. I'm like, all right, dude. First of all, you weren't there. Second of all, I beat them up. Me and my boy beat the shit out of these guys that she sent that. And I'm like, you realize that, you know, I just spent my entire life in the military and you are going to send guys who have never done shit except rob people in the street to come after me? We twisted these motherfuckers like pretzels. And I was taking my time. I was really taking my time on these guys because it was the middle of the night. I was drunk as fuck. But when you have that unconscious ability to do things. But I was with one of my friends. Damn, I can't remember his name. He was in the army, though. He was a badass. He sees these two Russians running up on us, and they're not even 20 years old. I'm like, oh, boy, here we go. What do these fucking kids want? None of them came at it with knives. That was an odd thing. They usually would come up to you with a knife or stab you first and then steal your shit. But that's England. But no, these clowns came at me, and it's like the kid like swung at me. You see, here's the thing about when you get in a fight. Fighters can take punches. People don't quite realize this. That you see me fighting and you're thinking, oh, he's really getting fucking walloped. I know how to defend really good. Really, really good. So if you guys want to comb your hair, this is how you do the defense. If you guys didn't want to know, you're going to learn anyway. You take your hand and all you do is brush your hair. Like this. And this covers the entire side of your face. The button is right here, right along this part of the mandibular. And by doing this, covers getting punched in the head with hooks or anything, crosses, because you're just basically doing this, okay? When you have your hands up, in boxing, you have the boxing gloves here. You don't want any space in between. Now, guys, remember something. I teach street fighting, okay? And all that is Krav Maga, it's jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. Not real fucking complicated. Yeah, real complicated. But it's not, that's not the point. It's that this woman is never going to be able to hurt me again, okay? Even though she did what she did to my son, emasculated him, poor kid, and probably spent half her life fucking thinking about all the miserable shit she's done. But she's a psychopath, so she doesn't have the ability to empathize with people. I don't know if you guys knew that people who are psychopaths or sociopaths, one of them is born with it, the other's developed. And this woman was abused by her father, abused by her ex-husband. And then when she came to me, she decided to unload all that trauma on me, not knowing none of that shit. Now, here's 22 years later, my boy is trying to unload that same trauma onto me, but that shit ain't working with me because I'm grown now, okay? I don't do evil shit no more. I don't do illegal things no more. I don't do things that would cause me or any of my friends in my group to feel ashamed about anything because we don't do anything that would cause harm to other people, okay? I don't live in that fucking world. So there's no coming at me. There's no canceling me. I've already admitted to all my fucking problems. I already admitted to all my mistakes. I already admitted to every fucking thing I've done wrong. You know what I mean? And if it hasn't been something that I brought up, somebody else was nice enough to copy and paste it onto the internet for me. And, you know, it could have been her. Could have been her. She could have easily just, you know, found some article, copy and pasted it, and then put it into the Facebook group so everybody who knows me and has trust in me would see what a piece of shit I used to be. However, You see that nice little date today, the 19th of March, 2002? That was the day that I got sober. So at that point on, I was still a dirtbag. I was still a scumbag. I just didn't drink. It's like being a horse thief that sobers up. You're still a horse thief. Being the drunken horse thief that I was, and I behaved in every possible manner of shitty possible, I lived unhealthy. I still ate good because I'm overseas and I live with a Turkish woman that cooks everything. Another thing is that, by the way, guys, and then this may sound simple to you, but don't get with hoes. If they look good and you make the decision to smash that girl just because she looks good and you know that there's not going to be any commitment to it, you're contributing to the problem, guys. If that's what you're doing, you're really contributing to this fucking problem that we got. It's a moral problem. It's also a spiritual problem. As a matter of fact, the girl you could be having sex with right now is probably demon possessed, believes in the devil, does not believe in God. That's another thing. You ask these girls if they believe in God, they'll say no. The only two girls that I had bad relationship in my life was that last one that I had that I gave the Mercedes to. Old Mercedes, guys. It was an old piece of shit leaking everywhere. And the first one, who was the daughter of the mother of my son. So both of these girls, you know what I'm saying, were scrambled, mentally scrambled eggs. So how do you get big as fuck? So I'm pretty sure that's what some of you guys want to know. And it would be interesting to hear some of the comments on this shit. Because once you start training and you start focusing on yourself, you're going to go through the rage. You know what I mean? You're going to be doing flies and like banging them together like you're banging her head and the new boyfriend's head together. Like, you fucking bitch, you did this to me. And then you suddenly realize how big you're getting. And then suddenly you don't think about them anymore. You're in there hitting them fucking weights just as hard as you were day one when you were mad. Only difference is you got a little bit bigger. Use this to your advantage. Use this for everything. Don't just use it in the gym. Use it for your aggression. Use it for your aggression in conversations. Use it for your goals. Use it in a job. Like, if you can see guys who have no motivation at work because they're getting, minimum wage. And then you see the guy who's the fucking man on the job, and he's trying to get everybody to haul ass on the job because he's getting paid as soon as the job is over. So he has all these lazy motherfuckers working with him. And that's how we are. We're lazy motherfuckers. Because unless we have some pain, something that hurts us deep enough to make us want to go to a place where we pay to feel sore, to feel uncomfortable temporarily, to feel hot, to be around strangers who's staring at us. And the result is having a fucking awesome body. Now I'm going to tell you all something. This old awesome body of mine is not natural. I am not fucking natural in any fucking way. I'm not even natural now. Even after all these years, I'm not bodybuilding or doing any kind of steroids. It's just because when I was on all those steroids, all my fucking nuts shut down, no longer produce testosterone. And that's a problem because if you don't got testosterone, you're not getting, you know what I'm saying? You're not getting these. Any events you need to push come to shove. So I have to take TRT, and it's 250 milligrams every 10 days. And right about that 8th day, I start feeling like, fuck. So that is the truth, guys. Okay, so let's go back to the truth. So I tell my son all these stories about what happened to me. What happened to me? What happened? Why would I go through all that with this girl? Why would I go through all that? Why would I put myself through that? Because everything I did was a piece of the puzzle to make me who I am today. And I know my days are numbered. My days are few. So I'm going to spend most of my time, for the rest of my time, resurrecting you. Resurrecting you. Your masculinity means resurrecting. And if it doesn't, man, I'm so happy for you. Hey, Chester. Chester Thomas in the house, you guys. Just give me a hand. I don't have one of those buttons that has the applause thing, so it is what it is. So just to recap, you guys, Chester just came in. Is that I had a breakup. I've had 2 breakups. One of them was pretty fucking hard, and the other one was pretty easy. So I told you guys about the first one. It was my son's mother. Once she was done with me, you know what I mean? 80% of our relationships end by the woman, ending it. So what I'm saying is that the first one got me legally. The second one helped me to take a giant red pill. A giant red pill that says you don't need to deal with none of this shit no more. You realize your worth when you got muscles because people treat you differently. As a matter of fact, you go outside the house, people say hi to you. People get out of the fucking way when you're walking on the sidewalk because they're afraid of you. Usually women call you to open up pickle jars. Your friends call you because you're the strongest dude they know to go help load the fucking pickup truck when they get kicked out of their house. You're the dude that they call at 3 a.m. and says, bring a shovel, because they automatically assume you're an assassin. That's great. One guy actually wanted to hire me from Panama to fly. Where's that, Panama? Yeah, I was in Panama, and he wanted me to fly up to Bocas del Toro to go recover a tour bus that he had bought. When you're the biggest guy, all your friends call you. You're the biggest guy, you're the fucking enforcer. When you're the biggest guy, all the girls need you. See, before they didn't need you. But when you're big as fuck, they need you to open that pickle jar. They need you to chase all the boys away. They need you to, you know what I mean? Because she's positioning you to not be the emotional tampon. That's going to be her other sub boys over there. That's going to be her simps. She wants you to be her simp enforcer, which is why she's talking to you at all. You have no idea. If you guys look at my fucking Instagram, there are always girls in there that are talking to me. They're trying to talk. I don't read them. I typically I put them in the other box, or if they're already in the other box. If it's a girl that's on my friends list that I don't know, I just delete it. I delete her. I block her. I don't know why I would add a woman to my fucking friends list anyway. I don't add anybody I don't know. But you get the point. They're willing to block you in a fucking heartbeat if shit doesn't go right. And you got to be man enough to go, I don't give a fuck. If anything they throw at you to hurt you, insult you, do any such thing, it's because they're inadequate. They're inept. They're not capable of fucking having normal relationships. You see, I can live the rest of my days without a woman. I don't need a woman because I don't need to reproduce anymore. I already have fucking 2 kids. So anything at this point forward would be sport fucking, which is all I've been doing since I had a vasectomy anyway. Except I wasn't serious about relationships. I was shady. You know what I mean? I never wore fucking rubbers. So that just tells you guys, just like a woman getting an abortion as a form of birth control, motherfuckers like me would get an AIDS test as a form of fucking not taking rubbers. Pulling out, I don't need to pull out no more because I don't pull out. I come up all in that bitch. I'm fucking weak. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to. That's irresponsible thinking, but when you got a vasectomy, it's responsible. But then with the HIV virus, it's irresponsible. So guys, just so you know, I'm the dumb fuck that probably banged all your ex-girlfriends. I'm the dude that was behind the scenes. I'm the Chad that they were calling. So here I am now, getting the heartbroken, getting my ass handed to me, not knowing what to do with myself. And you know what? The deletion thought came to me. The self-deletion question came to me. But remember, guys, it's one alcoholic, 21 years ago. Boom. When you're an alcoholic, you tend to do things that aren't good. And alcoholics that drink don't do well. I was an alcoholic. I stopped drinking and fucking got better. How about that? But my life choices never got better. I was still, banging anything that would fucking look at me a certain way. Then I started to define like what kind of woman I want but then I would go through cycles where I would just pick certain random types of girls to go with because I go to bodybuilding shows, and in those bodybuilding shows are bikini models, fitness models, and bodybuilders. And I didn't want the girls to talk like boys. I wanted the fit feminine ones that wore bikinis with the sparkles and shit all over them with their high heels and the long fucking nails. I was picking those because I could just go over to, I wouldn't even have to say a word because sometimes I didn't know the language. Like if you're in Brazil, I could fucking speak Portuguese. I was like, I knew this move. I knew this and I knew this. This means come here in Brazil. This means come here in Colombia. This means come here in Ecuador. This means come here in Venezuela. This means come here in Panama. This means come here in Nicaragua. So I knew all the hand signals. And when it came to conversation, if a girl's interested in me, I didn't have to talk very fucking much. I could mumble a little bit. She'd think it was cute because I don't speak Portuguese. Then when I give her I blow her fucking back out, she's like, oh, hallelujah. These are the girls that would marry a guy like me because they're no good for us. Bikini girls all have sugar daddies, almost 100% of them. Unless they're, you know what I mean, out of the matrix. They've been enlightened, they've been saved, what do you want to call it? But if they're doing all that, they're not doing bodybuilding because bodybuilding entails drugs. Bodybuilding entails doing tricks. Bodybuilding entails taking medicines that aren't made for your body, you know what I mean? Made for horses or other things like that. And the aesthetics part of it, a lot of it's surgery. I've never had surgery, not yet. I'm going to get my teeth done though. See that? I never had surgery, but I competed against two guys, the biggest dudes I ever competed against. I got third place in this one. This was from Mr. Mexico. I want to say like 2016, 2015. And it was in Zapopan. But I know I had to go to Guadalajara for this. And I actually won that motherfucker. The dudes that were up against me in the overall, which they whooped my ass, by the way. One guy was from the States, but he was Mexican. And he had ab implants. Now, I'm going to show you mine to show you how fucking fat I am right now. Okay, but you get the idea. Fat. No six-pack. Not visible. I'm carved up. When you have no carbohydrates in you look like a homeless guy, that's when you know you're shredded. And as a matter of fact, most bodybuilding shows you need to be ready 3 to 4 weeks before the competition. You need to be ready to step onto the stage. You want to win 30 grand or 40 grand or 50 grand in a competition, you better believe you're going to suffer. So as you can see, there's a parallel here. Women are willing to suffer to make themselves skinny in order to attract a high-value man. At least the good ones are. The rest of them are just delusional. But I'm talking about the 20% that are athletes, that are real models, that aren't just Instagram famous. They're people that get these and have one room in their house that's none of them fucking trophies. I don't do trophies. Sometimes I just leave the fucking trophies there. Because I don't give a shit anymore. It doesn't have a check attached to it, so why do you care? A plastic fucking trophy, good, I'll buy you one. So the big change happened for me was I had been hurt so bad I was just not willing to deal with it anymore. And I couldn't kill myself because I have other things to live for. I had a daughter at the time too. So that was over. The second one was pretty diabolical because this woman just pretended to be with me. And I was paying for her school and all this shit and the car. I got the car was paid. It was mine. This fucking car I bought, paid off. I mean, but like I said, it's just these girls that are users. If you take the bodybuilding version of myself prior to my transformation to righteousness, this is the kind of person that literally lives to show off to other men. Tits out, ass out, wearing a waist trainer, curly, hair's all dolled up, makeup. And then all they got to do is go in public and every man wants to fuck them. See what I'm saying? And that's the same is true for a guy who does bodybuilding because when you're in fucking shape, women throw their asses at you. And I have had that happen. See, this is why I'm telling you guys this, especially if you're having a hard time getting a woman. If that's what you really want, you're going to have to get your body in shape so she looks at you. Then you have to do these little fucking Jedi mind tricks that I teach you guys all the time. Wear a white shirt, shave, brush your teeth, get your teeth whitened, get your hair fixed if necessary. Changes like that, shining your shoes. I taught the kids how to shine their shoes last week. Every day they've been shining their shoes. It's crazy. So, yep, Chester Thomas says, yep, a woman can hate you and stick around because you're the guy that pays bills. He's right. There's been bitches that have stayed with a guy 1, 2, 3 years while he's paying for college. Isn't that fucked up? And then at the end, she'll tell him, I don't want to be with you anymore. I don't like you anymore. I don't respect you anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like the excuses are dumb. I'm not happy. I'm not happy means I'm not happy today, because yesterday you were happy and tomorrow you might be happy again. But after today, after you said, I want a divorce or I want to break up because I'm not happy, you're not going to be happy for a fucking long time. She might get run through by Chad and Tyrone and all these motherfuckers around and Jody on the military bases. But she's not going to be happy. And why would she be happy? You just got rid of a dude who's a real fucking dude. And that's the part I love about this job. This job is not a job at all because you don't get paid for it. But the mental health help that you get from doing exercise cannot be compared to. You can't take medicine that's going to help you nearly as much as going to the gym. After a week of going to the gym, you suddenly feel better. After a month of going to the gym, people start noticing you. After 3 months, you notice you when you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror and you have a six-pack. Every day that I wake up, before I start eating like fuck, like I have been, is that you wake up with a six-pack every day. And if you walk around with a six-pack every day, that means that your lean body mass is low enough to be detectable by the human eye. Because normally, if you're in a position like me, I'm probably about 15% body fat right now because I do have visible abs. But if you have visible abs that need to be forced and to be flexed in order to be seen, that's closer to like 18 to 20% body fat and up. But you can't see visible abs if you hit 18% body fat. No matter how hard you try, you can't see them. So you have to suffer a little bit, which means eating different. And the diet, I've repeated this 100 times over and over again. I make it real easy for you guys. Either A, eat every 3 hours and only eat protein and fat. Eat every 3 hours. Or intermittent fast and you eat once a day, which is at 1 o'clock or at 6 o'clock, depending upon when you go to the gym. And when you go to the gym, you do weights for 40 minutes, no longer than 40 minutes. But that 40 minutes, you need to like literally pretend like you're getting ready for the fucking Olympics. Or you got to pretend that you're about to go on stage in the next 15 minutes. And so you need to really, really kill it. Also, is right after the workout is cardio. You think, why the fuck would you do cardio in the morning on the treadmill for 40 minutes on a 15% incline and then go to the gym in the afternoon and lift weights? And then after that, do cardio? That doesn't make any sense. Well, don't make any sense to you because you don't have to know these things. Me as a trainer, I need to know these things. You wake up in the morning and you eat something, your blood sugar changes. If you wake up in the morning and you don't eat something, your blood sugar remains low. That low blood sugar allows you to burn fat faster when you do cardio. This is why I tell people, get up as early as fucking possible every day. Go to the gym for 1 week at about 5 a.m., 6 a.m. So you can learn to fucking develop some discipline. Military guys don't have a problem doing that. But that was not my gig for the whole point of that. What I wanted to do is get guys who are undisciplined, who have never been in the military, to start to become disciplined. So you'll stop dealing with these ratchets. You'll stop simping to these fucking girls. Even a guy on a fucking thread today, even a guy, a woman who was agreeing with us in the conversation. And this dude's like, oh, it's so good to see a woman who believes in us and is beautiful inside and out. And, you know, I don't want to fucking be anybody's dad. I don't want to tell people what to do. But if you stop simping and you tell motherfuckers, dude, you realize what you're doing. You're contributing to the fucking problem. Because these bitches don't have to fucking work as long as there are simps available. Okay? My one ex-girlfriend, she expected me to be a simp for her stepkid, my step girlfriend's daughter. Girlfriend's, you know, some ridiculous thing. I don't deal with that. And you shouldn't either. There's no value and there is no honor in you can't discipline their kids. I did beat that girl's ass and she came after me. And I'm like, what the fuck you expect me to do? This kid's a fucking monster. Like a mirror image of the fucking cheek, like a baby version of you. Hallelujah. People need to develop healthy routines. You're right. It is a routine. I wake up in the morning, man, 4:30 every day. And I have a list of things I write in the morning because I get this, like, I don't want to call it. Well, no. Something comes to me every morning about 4:30, and I write down my ideas. That's my routine. Everybody in the world knows I'm going to be going to the gym today. People know that my students are going to be waiting for me at the gym today. I go to the gym and I start training. All the girls come around. It's like fucking buzzards, you guys. Buzzards. And here's what they do. Stupid, but it seems to be working for them, but it don't work on me. You see, you need to save that shit for the fucking fans and not for the players. Okay? Trick number 1 is this. Oh, all of them in the gym put their shirt in their pants like that on their butt. Just like that. They put their shirt so the butt is visible. Now that right there is a clear indication you stay fucking steer clear of her. Simps ruin the dating marketplace for everyone. And Chester Thomas would be absolutely correct by saying so. You see, guys, we want a girl to talk to us. We want women to pay attention to us. The problem is that the attention that we give them isn't the right kind, or you're not the right one. So when a bitch breaks up with you, she already made that decision. She says, well, this guy doesn't do this for me, but this guy does. But she doesn't realize she's about to get run fucking through from a guy who doesn't give a fuck about her when you did. And the sadness will come, and those tears will fall, and she'll go, oh. And then right around 30, she decides to go back to church, which is corrupt, by the way. If you guys decide to go back to church, just realize you are not going to the church that you once knew when you were a kid. It's the same. It's actually could be categorized as evil. So the good old Baptist church that you and I used to go to when we were kids with our grandma, and she'd clean our face with spit, that ain't the church that exists now. It's all bullshit. In fact, the pastors are banging all the fucking single moms in there. It's all single women or gay guys or simps. So if you go back to church, you're going to be one of the only men in the fucking gym. Now, only women in the church. So why don't you guys get your fucking heads out of your ass and then come to my church where I heal all your fucking hurts and I make you in pain at the same time. Because you're going to have to go through a level of pain in order to get some of that success. It's going to hurt like fuck too. So you yourself a favor, get yourself a ton of multivitamins, get 1 bottle of multivitamins, get some probiotics, and buy some creatine. Those 3 things are anti-aging drugs. You may not realize this, but creatine, even though it's a bodybuilding drug, give it to your grandmother. It'll help her live longer. If you know somebody with Parkinson's, or you know somebody with, not Parkinson's, but dementia, it helps with dementia. Doesn't stop dementia. It doesn't reverse dementia. It just makes the symptoms less. So creatine, you need a multivitamin, and you need probiotics. If you're going to get probiotics, you should get fiber. Everybody should be drinking fiber. Seems like something an old person would do. You'd be right. But the thing about it is if you don't have anything that's collecting in your intestines, that eating at 5,000 calories a day, you need to have something that's going to push that food through. Okay? So let's see. Yeah, but simps ruin everything for the dating market. Look at the people that the women pick for simps in the event that you act up. You see, this girl that I recently broke up with a couple years ago, she was so well aware of what I do, that she knew that if anything went sideways with me, she would have to have a man that's stronger than me or more powerful. So what she did was she decided to contact one of her friends who is a gun smuggler who comes from the United States with guns, passes through Juarez, and then goes to fucking Chihuahua, where she is from. And then from there, and you know how they smuggle all these guns down from the United States? They have these things called pacas. And what do you think this bitch's business is? Her and this guy are in the pacas business. And by the way, it's not just her and this guy. It's her, this guy, and her girlfriend now. So they got a little three-way action going on, you guys. A girl who used to be my girlfriend is now the girlfriend of the guy who smuggles guns down from the United States. Smuggles guns, man. She told me he's the biggest gun smuggler. And I'm like, really? That's interesting. You know what, though? I don't give a fuck. What am I going to do? Run by and fucking call the fucking FBI? And like, oh, yeah, this bitch is dating. That's hearsay. And besides, what good is it going to do me now, man? I'm better without her, right? Tell me if I'm fucking wrong. Am I not better without her? Am I not more jacked without her? Do I not have more money without her? Do I not have more peace without her? I don't have simps running me down. I don't have her trying to run me over. See what I'm saying? I paid my dues. And it probably, you guys would think, oh, fuck, a Mercedes, that's a lot of money. Bro, depends on what you think is expensive. All right? I'm done well for myself. I'm able to buy Mercedes Benz and Audis and shit like that. One outside. You want to see it? It's out there. But the thing is it was a fucking 9-year-old car. It had fucking oil leaks. About like her. So Risen was a special deal. So the day it came time for me to break up with her, I want to tell you guys a story because it's so cool. I have been watching Kevin Samuels consistently since he was on the air. It's probably since he had turned that whole thing into like counseling women, and it turned into what it evolved into. I've been around long time. And I was learning to say no because, look, I want to be a provider. I want to help somebody out. Why the hell do you think I would move a bitch into my fucking house during coronavirus? One, because I wanted somebody to fuck for a whole year. And I didn't want to have to go run around looking for anything. So I picked a girl that had the biggest tits, that had the smallest waist, that had the biggest ass, that fucked every day without question, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, that would clean my house because she didn't want to live in a pigsty, and would cook for me every 3 hours because that was our routine. That was my bodybuilding thing. Period. But I wasn't needing to train because I thought for sure that if I got coronavirus, I was done for. Didn't happen. I didn't die. Coronavirus came and went. But it was at the end of the coronavirus when I knew that she was up to something because, hey, look, I'm not a dumbass. I put the fucking recorder in my house. The minute I left, she called somebody on the phone and said, hey, do you want me to go by your house after the airport to drop off your stuff? There's no room for whoever in the car. So she was talking to somebody else the whole time. And at the end, she was with me because I'm not a dude who goes running through her phone. But there's a person who's addicted to Instagram, addicted to Facebook, and addicted to fucking TikTok by now. And gets a lot of attention from guys. Because think about it. All you got to do is change the angle of the camera, and you go from being a fat bitch to being one with big-ass titties. So all the simps that you'll never see are more than happy to send you $50 because your titties look big. So as you guys can see, you're doing yourself a favor by breaking up with these women. Getting angry, feeling upset is natural. But the only way that I found effective to get rid of that sensation of fucking sorrow and loss and, you know what I mean, wanting to hurt that bitch or wanting to hurt yourself or wanting to get angry is to go to the gym and hurt the fuck out of yourself. Hurt yourself so good that the next time that you go to the gym, your arms are stiff like this. You can't even bend them. You know what I mean? You're so sore from doing squats, you can't even sit down on a fucking toilet. You have to hold on to the tank just to get up and get down because that's what it takes. You know what I mean? And this may be weird to some of you guys, but this is really, really what it takes. It takes everything you got. You had no problem fucking signing your life over to her. You signed everything over to her. You were happy to do it because you thought she brought forth the values when she only brought forth the fucking pussy. Men only think of one thing. Why? Because women lead with their pussy. And if you lead with your pussy, pussy's what I'm going to want. And a guy who leads with his wallet, a woman's going to look at that and go, well, okay, well, he's giving me a blank check. Simps have ruined the dating market because they validate these women who have no intention of ever being with them. And some of you guys have been the worst simps I've ever seen in my fucking life. I was the worst simp I've ever seen in my life. So I can say this with authority that you guys are fucking up. Any comment that you leave a woman gives her more validation, gives her more armor, gives another guy an option to argue with you over her. Another simp enforcer to look for you in the fucking internet. And you know what? If you piss these people off and they dox you, they'll do what you did to me. You know what I mean? They'll do exactly what they did to me. You know, I put my IRS tax audits that so I fucking was like 6 years long audit. And this motherfucker posted my audit from the fucking IRS on it. You know what I mean? Oh, let's see how much money this motherfucker lost in getting a lawyer and losing all that shit and then freezing all my fucking bank accounts. You guys are dicks for doing that. So after time, they unfreeze it because it's obviously just hearsay and I'm not guilty of anything illegal. But that's what the motherfuckers do. All they got to do is accuse you of some shit. And you end up on the fucking IRS's radar. You're always on their fucking radar. Sucks, but that's what the only way they know how to fight. It's the only way pussies know how to fight. And simp enforcers will take their time, go online, and go, who is this? Who's the guy that's bothering you? Let me see if I can fuck him up. And they could easily copy and paste some bullshit about somebody else and put your name in it. In my case, they doxed me for like IRS shit, shady business dealings from the past. God damn. But you got to realize something too. I paid for all my fucking problems. I paid for all of my misgivings. One way or another, they got their fucking money out of me. I had people sue me. I know. I've had all of my money has been garnished at one time. All of it. In order to pay back shit from fuck shit I had pulled. So you see where I'm going with this, guys? I was a fuck shit guy. I went out with fuck shit women. So why is it surprising to you when I get the results that I did? The one thing that what I benefited from, because I was such a morally bankrupt person, I went to the gym like a morally bankrupt person, and it gave me that edge that I had above everybody else. Meaning that if you want to talk to a woman, any level of woman's, as far as status goes, I don't date poor girls. I only go out with wealthy ones. The last one I went to, because I was so emotionally in the basement, post bodybuilding career, is because here I was, a dude leaving with his wallet. Here she was, a chick leaving with a pussy. What a deal. Hey, you want to live with me for 1 year? And at the end of 1 year, I want you to go as far as to steal all my shit? No, I didn't steal. She didn't steal anything. I gave it all away. You see, there's a big difference. You see, if she had taken my money, if she had taken like literally robbed me, robbed a safe or some shit, that would be considered robbery. On this occasion, when I handed her the fucking keys, here, I want you to start driving and doing errands for me and shit, taking care of my business. I bought that car for that reason. I did. See, Sims ruined the dating market for everybody. I enjoyed just locking one chick down at a time. I'm not one of these guys that runs through multiple girls. When I was seriously bodybuilding, here's how I did it. If you guys want to know my technique, is I take the phone. Let's get a phone around here. Okay, I get a phone and I would go on any of the apps that do the swiping. And I would go just like this, as fast as I can, until I run out. And then I just wait. And then the next day I come back. See, Latin America's a little different, you guys. You see, I get all the yeses, and a bunch of them are hot bitches too. So I get the yeses. But you see, I get the yeses because I'm built the way I am. I get the yeses because I have blue eyes. Women in Latin America find blue eyes exotic. They do not find fake shit exotic. They do not find braggarts exotic. That's the same as Eastern Europe. We would never, if a person brags, we don't fuck with them. We don't. It's like losing face in China or in Thailand. If you lose face, nobody talks to you. No one does business with you, and no one trusts you. And and if you're a foreigner and you live over here, no one trusts you, no one likes you. I mean, it's like a weird. It's weird. Either they love you or they fucking don't care about you. It's weird. And I've had a few xenophobic situations, many xenophobic situations where it actually bothered me. And normally shit should not bother you. When you're a big dude and you're in shape, like, and when I say in shape, I mean, take a look at your forearms. Okay, take a look at my forearms. See, I got cuts in them. I have veins. Okay, this is how a woman determines how in shape you are. They look at your arms, your forearms specifically. And if you have fat forearms or no veins showing, that shows your body percentage. That means you're an unhealthy person. And if a girl is trying to mate for a baby, they're going to subconsciously be looking at your forearms. So that's a little tip for you guys. That's why I wear long sleeve shirts, besides the fact it's cold as balls here, and then put my sleeves up like that. Okay. In the gym, the sleeves don't come up. The sleeves stay down. As a matter of fact, you want to keep long sleeves on the whole time you're in the gym. You don't have to wear shorts, but you don't have to wear long pants. Better to wear shorts on under your long pants. If it's leg day or whatever, you can easily jump out of those. And when you go to leave, jump back in long pants. The reason why I say everybody in my team and every one of my students has to wear long sleeves, has to wear a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt, and then they have to wear a jacket on top of that. That is where you work out in. Every morning, you do cardio, you sweat like a pig. In the afternoon, you change those clothes. Like I said, it's a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt, and a jacket. A thin, like Tiger Woods golf jacket type of bullshit. And that is how you can maintain staying lean all year. If you go to the gym and you're wearing like your little nay fucking shorts and your string tops, and you go in to work out, how do you look when you first get to the gym? You look deflated, you look flat as a pancake. So why the fuck do you show up at the gym wearing your string top, no fucking regular shirt, with no long sleeve shirt, with no jacket to keep you warm? Don't wear gloves. Those are for women. Gloves are made for women and for golfers and baseball players. They're not for us. You got to have rough hands. It's going to help you in the rest of your life too. Every aspect of this is going to help you in your life. I just saw a news report and a doctor's study. It says that not the fat percentage, but the actual muscle is what's going to determine how long you live. People with muscles typically don't live long because they eat excessively, they have high blood pressure. So there's a lot of factors involved. But if you have more muscle, stem cells store themselves in muscles. So big arms, big chest, big shoulders. You don't have to have big legs, but I would recommend working out your legs at least once a week. And you don't necessarily have to do squats. You could do hack squats, which is a machine. You could do the reverse angle, you do the front and the back. So here's my recommendation. If you wanted to really break down a simple exercise routine, you're going to do Monday through Friday cardio every day in the morning for 40 minutes. So it's 4 days a week for 40 minutes. You're going to walk on the treadmill. You're not going to run. You're not going to jog. You're only going to walk on the treadmill. But the treadmill is at 15 degrees, which is about like that. Okay. At a 15-degree angle. So you're going to be walking uphill for 40 minutes. So even though you're walking, it seems like it would be painful. Well, guess what? That's how every bodybuilder in the pro circuit burns fat in order to be prepared for a competition. And they do it every single day. And like I said, everyone needs to be in shape 1 month prior to a competition in order to be considered in the top 10. If you're not there, don't be delusional. But if you're not competing, don't worry about it. You're competing against these other motherfuckers that have money. And you don't have to have money to get women. Okay, you have to have a number of things. You can either have a reputation of having a big ass dick. It seems to work like a charm. Have a reputation for being a deviant, meaning I need to put a shopping bag on the bitch's head in order to get off. That's sick, but people are like that. You need to be a bit, you're an ugly dude, or you have no hair, like me, losing all my fucking hair to that shit. You need to be a peacock. What's a peacock guy? Wear fucking flower shirts and shit? No, 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 no. This is a dude that's a little more mysterious. Peacocks come in two forms. One look like gay guys, the other look like bikers. And sometimes the reverse is fucking true. How do you do that? One, wear a white polo shirt. If you got a polo shirt, great. If you got a dress shirt, even better. Do it on Saturdays. Brush your teeth. Have good looking smile. Get your shit whitened. Fix your hair. But the easy part is fixing the clothes. Clothes make the man a lot of times, and then the man makes the clothes. You see, the clothes are going to make the man temporarily, and it'll work for a while until she takes your shirt off and realizes you don't have a six-pack. You got a big old bun in the oven. White shirt, white polo, or a white Brooks Brothers shirt. A Brooks Brothers shirt, by the way, is expensive as a motherfucker. But Brooks Brothers was the first military uniforms. And that is why I want to point this out. Because if you get a good Brooks Brothers shirt, the material is going to be non-iron cotton. Okay, it's going to be flexible. So if you do get big arms, it does have some give to the shirt. These are also really big sleeves. So that's a big help for you. Saturdays, usually we do suits. You know, I don't do the full-on suit. I wear slacks. I wear dress shoes. I wear beige dress shoes, guys. Ever seen beige dress shoes? I'm the man. Because before I was wearing like saddle leather. I was wearing black ones. But now I got a pair of beige ones that are the shit. And I put that fucking white polo on with some fucking khakis. And see, I don't wear normal khakis. I wear tactical khakis because, you know what I mean, military and paramedic and air rescue. So that's what you do, guys. You do cardio every morning, and then you work out weights at night, followed by 15 minutes of cardio after your workout. After your workout, now this is going to come as a shock to you, some of you guys, but that is when guys take creatine. That doesn't make sense. Why would I take creatine after the workout? Well, I'm going to explain. You're on an empty stomach. You take it with grape juice, not the fucking sugar-free shit. You want Welch's grape juice that has sugar in it. And you just basically want to carry a small thermos with you when you walk out. This has like 300 mLs of liquid in it. You don't want all that sugar. You want to fill it about halfway with Welch's grape juice and then fill the rest up with water. And then you're only going to use one scoop of creatine, which is 5 grams. Don't take more than 5 grams at a time. It'll give you fucking diarrhea. This is a dose you would give your grandma. This is a dose you give your workout partner. 5 grams is nothing more than a fucking teaspoon. Okay? The grape juice works after the workout because the insulin levels, again, are low. And once again, you have an opportunity window where the grape juice spikes the insulin in your body, and that is the opportunity that opens up the cell for the creatine to pass into the cell. And what creatine does, it balloons up your muscles like this. It's inside the muscle. It's not outside of the muscle. So if some of you guys are taking Anadrol, A-bombs, A50s, whatever you want to call it, or Devo, whatever stuff, you guys are getting a ton of muscle in a short period of time, but you're getting a lot of water weight that's also affecting the outside of the muscle. So it's between the muscle and the skin. And what's happening there is that your body is ballooning up because it's creating water retention basically. What it'll do temporarily is give you strength. It'll give you aggression because it definitely affects your mind. But it'll definitely give you liver problems. So don't fuck with this shit. Especially it works so well that people abuse it, and then next thing you know, they're on Anadrol for 2 fucking years, and they've gone up from 50 milligrams to 100 or 150, and their liver's about to fall out their asshole. No kidding, guys. So there's really no reason at this point forward, knowing what I know, that you would have to deal with any of that shit. Okay, ruining your health is not necessary. Developing good relationships is the purpose in life. Your purpose in life is for connection with other people. And my connection to you is you and I have somehow ended up in this suffering that was caused by us by women. And 9, 10 out of 10 is probably something we did. So my suggestion at the end of this podcast, which is, by the way, just about now, is that the only way that a breakup can make a bodybuilder, if he is hurt so badly that he's willing to put himself through suffering and punishment in order to be free from the minds, the mental fucking jujitsu that's beating him to death, and that is causing him to feel less than. You can rise above this shit. In fact, it's necessary to go through pain. If you are not experiencing pain and hatred from people trolling you, you're not making a damn difference. If I take you and I train with you and you're not sore the next day, you didn't give it all you got. How do you expect to have fucking muscles like mine if you give it half-ass effort? So don't be mad for the fucking muscles you don't get for the work you didn't goddamn do. And this is true for relationships. You see, I wouldn't be with the Rock Hero right now if I hadn't gone through this. Because this isn't some bum-ass, dirty foot prostitute, all this shit that they say about passport bros. No. That shit don't apply over here, guys. Okay? What are you going to talk to my boy John? You're going to talk about his wife? You're going to talk about my boy Tim? You're going to talk about his wife? These are people that are wealthy. You know what I'm saying? They grew up in wealthy families that aren't involved with cartel and drugs and all that shit. Her family owned a fucking forklift factory. Right? So I'm the asshole. All right? Anyway, guys, I hope that you learned something today. I'm going to go into more of this in detail, probably part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we're going to talk about bodybuilding portion of this, and then we'll do the mental part of this, because there's a reason why we end up with these women that we do, and it probably has something to do with our childhood and our fatherhood. A lot of it has to do with insecurity, and it's usually insecurity from them that influences you. I'm the professor, and I hope you got a lot of this. I'm out.